Hey, this is Lewis from Breakdance, and in this video, I want to show you how to save tons of time by using the Global Styles feature of Breakdance. Global Styles is one of my favorite features, and my team and I designed it based on our many years of experience building websites with WordPress. We wanted something that would save us time and make it easier for us to build beautiful websites. So to show you the feature, I'm going to walk you through a demo site I built with Breakdance. As you can see, I have a product page here, and you'll notice the button is purple, the inputs, they have a 2-pixel gray border, the link is purple, the sale badge is purple, my tabs are purple, sale badge on my related products is purple, my secondary buttons are purple, they have the 2-pixel outline as well. If I go to the support page here, I've added a form to this page. You notice the forms here have the same input styles as the forms in WooCommerce. I have a login form drop down on my menu. You'll notice this form also perfectly matches the styles of my other form. I have an elements page here with some dummy elements, and you notice my primary and secondary button and text link match the style of my other buttons. I have a couple dummy pricing tables here. You notice all these styles match the styles of everything else on my website. I have a mini cart. All these styles match up. And I didn't create any of these styles for these individual elements. I styled them all at one time in one place using the Global Styles feature of Breakdance. Let's learn how to use it. The first thing I want to show you is the color palette. So here I am inside Breakdance on our website, breakdance.com, and I'm in the Global Settings panel at Colors Palette. And all the colors we use on this website, we've added to the color palette. And that allows us to easily reuse these colors later in just one click. For example, let's say I wanted to make this button this green color. Well, I just go to the button, and let's go to the design controls, button, custom, and let's set the background color. Well, at the bottom of the color picker, all of my palette colors are available. So I'll just click green, and voila, the button is green. And now, of course, if I go to the palette and change the color from the palette, it's going to change the color of every element that uses that palette color. Next up, I want to show you how to edit your global styles while clicking around your website. So here I am on the same install I showed you earlier, but I've cleared out all of the global styles. This is just how Breakdance looks by default. Let's edit the global styles. So to do that, we'll go to Breakdance in the admin bar, and we'll click Edit Global Styles. The first thing I want to do is set up my global colors. So I'll go to Global Settings and then Colors, and I'm going to go to my brand color, and I'm going to set this to a nice purple. And as you can see, everything that used the brand color is now purple in one click. I'm going to set my text color to black and my heading color to black as well. Actually, let's make the text color a shade of gray. That looks pretty good. And then let's go set up our button styles. So to do that, I'll go to Buttons. And I have both primary and secondary buttons on this page. This is an example of a secondary button. This is an example of a primary button. Let's style the primary button. So I'll go to Primary Buttons, and I'm just going to add an effect on hover. So I'll go to Effects, and I'm going to choose Scale on Hover 1.1. And there we go. Now when I hover over the primary button, it scales on hover. And that's going to be the case for all primary buttons. Let's go to a product. And here's our cart button, also scales on hover. Let's go to the mini cart, also scales on hover. Let's do the same for our secondary button. So I'll go back to the shop page with some secondary buttons, and I'll go to Buttons, Secondary, and let's go to Effects, and let's do the same scale on hover effect. And there we go. Now all of our secondary buttons are going to scale on hover. Okay, now let's set up our global typography styles. So I'll go to Typography, and let's choose a heading font for all of our headings. I'm going to use something pretty out there just so we can see how it looks. I'll choose Antic Slab. And there we go. Now all of my headings use Antic Slab. Let's go over to a product page. Antic Slab, Antic Slab. For the body text, let's use Source Sans Pro. And there we go. All of the body text now uses Source Sans Pro. That's actually a surprisingly nice combination. We can also set our base size and ratio. This is great for creating responsive typography. To show you how this works, I'm going to go over to the Elements page, and here I've created 6 headings and some body text, one in each 5, heading 1 through heading 6. So the base size is going to control the size of your body text. So right now, it defaults to 16 pixels, but let's set it to 20. And now the body text is bigger, and all of the other text is bigger too, because it scales up and down based on the body text. Let's use the ratio control to change the scaling of these headings. So just click and drag the ratio, and as you can see with the ratio of 1, all the headings are the same size. The bigger the ratio, the bigger the headings get. So here's a ratio of 1.3, and we go up higher, 1.4, 1.5. Eventually it's just too big, but I'm going to use a ratio right here of, say, 1.47. Big heading 1, smaller heading 2, and then 20 pixel body text. Or we could set our body text back to 16 pixels, which is a pretty reasonable size. Okay, let's take a look at a WooCommerce product now. So let's go to the shop page, and then let's go to a WooCommerce product. And the base size and ratio are affecting every part of WooCommerce too. Let's drag the ratio slider, and as you can see, the body text stays the same, but the other text gets bigger or smaller based on its size relative to the body text. So here we have a ratio of 1.6. That looks good on desktop for WooCommerce, but it's probably too big on mobile. Let's go down to phone portrait, and we'll see this just looks a little bit excessive on a mobile device. So we can use a different ratio on small screens. With the small screen breakpoint selected, let's just move the ratio control until we get it looking how we want on small screens. I think 1.3 is a pretty reasonable ratio on this screen size. This looks good, this looks good. And if we go back to desktop, 1.6 looks pretty good on this screen size. At Typography Advanced, you can also create specific styles for every single heading. So you can go to Advanced and go to Headings, and here you can control the exact sizes, font families, colors that are the defaults for H1 through H6. You can also control the default styles for body text and for links. So I advise starting with the base size and ratio, and then for more granular control, go into Advanced. Next, I want to show you typography presets. This is like global colors, but for typography. To do this, I'm going to show you on my website, breakdance.com. So here I am on my website, breakdance.com, and I want to add a subheading below this heading. So I'll just go to Add Text and drag in my text. And let's type in build incredible websites in record time. Now I want to style this text. Well, I can go to the Design tab in Typography and style it individually, or I can use a typography preset. So I'll just go to Preset, and from my list of presets, I can just choose a preset. I can use the arrow keys to just click through the presets until I find the one that I want to use. It's going to be leading text. And of course, I can also set the color, which I will set to my palette color. Looks great, and you can manage all those presets from global settings, typography, presets. You can also save any typography settings you create here as a preset. Just click Save Preset and enter the name for your preset. This will allow you to reuse these typography styles with any element in Breakdance. Next up, I want to show you how to use the global form styles in Breakdance. So here I am on the demo install again, and I'll just go to Global Settings, Forms. And I'm looking at the WooCommerce checkout page. This page has a big form on it. So let's go to Fields, and I'm going to go to Borders, and let's give all my form fields a 2-pixel black border. I'll just go 2-pixel width, and for the color, I will choose black. And there we go. All my form fields now have a 2-pixel black border. Let's go over to the support page, and you'll see my form on the support page has the same styles. Let's go to the login dropdown, and you'll see my login form has the same styles. It's easy in Breakdance, and you can control everything you need with forms from global settings, forms. Lastly, I want to tweak the WooCommerce styles a little bit. So let's go back to the shop page, and let's go to WooCommerce. Let's say I want to take the, for example, sale badge styles and customize them a little bit. I'll go to WooCommerce, Other, Sale Badge, and let's say I want to use an accent color for my sale badge. Maybe I don't want to use purple. Let's choose something else. Maybe we could choose some sort of dark yellow or orange. Yellow is always a hard color to style, but all right, that looks all right. Maybe I want to make the text black is probably a better idea. That looks all right. Now I have a yellow sale badge on all the products. And if we go to an individual product page, you'll notice that the sale badge on the product image now respects those global styles. The sale badge and the related products respect those styles. We have tons of global styles that allow you to take total control of your website from one central place. Once you've got the global styles set up how you want, then go ahead and customize your website on an element basis. But first, use the global styles. You'll save weeks. You'll end up with a much more beautiful website. You'll have a much better time doing it. This is Lewis from Breakdance, and thank you very much for watching.